me ask you guys a question, Taraji, especially for you. Let's talk a little bit about the challenges of being a powerful woman in a man's world. I feel like that is really the crux of this film and how to navigate that world. Do you have any takeaways from the film?
I think for me, and the lesson I learned in my own personal life is that whatever the circumstances or situation is when it's man and woman, you can never meet masculinity with masculinity, especially when you're female. And that's what Ali learned. You know, she had to still be powerful and fight, but she had to fight like a girl. You can't fight a guy with guy energy. They're going to match you with guy, more masculinity every time. It's in them. That's all they know. And God made us different. And so we have to rely on our feminine side. And Ali had to find that balance.
Right. The interesting thing is that you don't actually have to turn into a man.
You do not. And men don't know what to do with that.
Yeah. Yeah, I you know, it's funny. It's like during all this stuff, it's sort of like because when I think about you, I think of you as being powerful. You have power now at this point in your career. The studio did fly to court her to get her into this movie long before I was involved. You probably said, I will do it if I can be an executive producer on it. That's part of the deal. So you know you have that power now, but it's because you have worked so hard for it, and now people are very happy to give. I can tell you from where I'm saying, people are happy to give it to you because you work so hard. And even though we live in a really weird world in the entertainment business, because now so many people can become famous for doing like weird things, like things that don't require a great deal of work other than like, and not putting any of that down. Believe me, I've seen people where that becomes like a full-time job, but you just put in an enormous amount of work, and so you earn it. So you're teaching Marcel a really good work ethic.
Yeah.
You know, and how to shop.
Learn from my parents.
Right.
He doesn't shop. He's not a shopper like me.
I know, got
Thank
that.
God. He does.
Yeah.
He does it on a budget.
Interesting.
Did you have did you do any research for this? Hang out with NBA agents?
Not really. It's not. Sometimes it's never because I didn't really spew any stats or anything like that. It's just the essence of a woman in an all-male environment and how she maneuvers through that. You know, so that for me it was more about that. I have a good agent who's a pretty good ball buster with me.
Yeah. Oh. Legendary.
And she's been the only woman in an all-male situation a lot, and I just see how she handles herself, and I use some of that. But I understand, Ali, any professional woman, I don't care what career you're in, if you're a professional woman, you can identify with this woman.
Right. She's ambitious.
Yeah.
She's really ambitious. But this is that she has chosen to be in the sports world for whatever reason. I mean, she grew up in a boxing ring, but she's chosen to be in that world, and so she thinks she's being accountable for her choices. But she's not being totally accountable to, you know, herself and who she is. And because she thinks, like, I gotta be like this, I gotta be like, you know. But the thing about the movie is that is an environment where it is deeply entrenched in masculine kind of toxic head. That is still dominated by men, you know, for sure.
Right, which we've been hearing a lot about in the news lately.
Yeah.
Just how it all works. So it's not just sports, and that's what makes the movie so relatable. But moving on to the sports side of it, we were going to ask you as an agent how you would handle the NBA trade deadline.
Good luck! Beats me!
You got any advice for agents on, like, say this or do this for your player? Or
do I have any advice for the agents? Be real. Be real. Don't be shysty.
Shysty's not a word, but that's okay. I'll accept it. I think that, well, I'm going to take a page from Ali. She's like, you know the value of your client.
Yeah.
You know the value of your client, and hang in there and try and do what's best for your client. I will tell that.
Okay. Don't
do what's best for you as an agent. Do what's best for your client.
That's pretty good.
Do you know what I mean? Because that doing what's best for you is what's going to lose you your client.
Yes, we're going to get your ass fired.
Yeah, that's from people who have fired agents before.
Yes.
So.
Do you want to?
how was it working with some NBA players? I know Shaq is in it. How was it working with those guys on a movie?
I loved it.
Me too.
They were so sweet. Like I couldn't believe it. They were so game, and they were there, knew what they were doing there, and ready to just kind of have fun. We had very limited time with them because like Grant Hill and Shaq had to go get on ESPN, like, and so it's part of the scenes that they were acting with doubles and all of that. Cuban was there like the whole time.
Yeah.
He was like, I'm gonna take my plane down and I'm gonna hang out with you guys.
Yeah, because his money's making money when I'm sitting there, and I'm like, I need to be like you.
That was it was. But I love them, and John Collins is so nice, and
everybody was
Bunty
just
Freeman, and you know who was the best? I don't mind telling this is Carl Anthony Towns.
Oh.
But Carl Anthony Towns was so funny. He came in. He was like, so I think in the scene I'm gonna do, and I was like, oh no, you're gonna like act. Oh, okay, here we go. Like what's gonna happen now? He showed up. He wanted to have motivation. Like he wanted to know where it's coming from and all of that. And I was like, oh yeah, like this is gonna be fun. And I'm looking at her like, have fun in there, lady.
So that's your next starring role.
That was freaking amazing. I love that. And Lisa Leslie too.
Yeah,
she was
great.
She is so
graceful
and stature. She walks in and I was just like, wow, that's a person.
Yeah.
Like that's a person.
She's
But I loved working with all of the athletes in the movie. You know, I mean, I was always nervous because I was like, oh God, we gotta get him. You know, it was a pain in the ass that you weren't a part of, like shooting the NBA draft.
Oh.
That was the actual NBA draft that we shot, and that was Adam
Okay.
Silver at the NBA draft, and I'm like running around going like, okay, shit. They're like, but that's like the president of the world, Adam. And I was like, I do not care. I have a schedule. Like they have a schedule. Running around during commercials.
So you guys did actually do it at the NBA draft.
We did it at the NBA draft.
And Adam Silver was game.
100%. Although, like all of the people who were handling it, the NBA was really, really good to us.
Yeah.
So all of the people who were handling them, I think, were like, oh, we got to make sure everything's okay. But when he came out, he was amazing. You know, he was just like, what do you need me to do? I'm happy to do it. Love it. All good. So we owe a lot to the NBA. The NBA and the Hawks.
Oh,
The
yeah.
NBA and the
Hawks are
Hawks,
really good.
you know,
Yeah.
Tony and Jamie
They were amazing.
very, very generous.
So do you have a other sports movie in mind after this? Would you ever work with another league again or make a sports-focused movie?
Would I?
Yeah. Both of you?
I mean, I don't see a reason why. The only kind of movie that I never can see myself making is a Western. I don't like dirt. I don't like dust. You know? So I love horses, so I'll do like a British, like, equestrian movie.
Yeah, in the grass.
Yeah, in the grass. I don't want all that dirt and like the funky teeth. Like I don't like. There's something about that doesn't appeal to me from a storytelling perspective. But I don't like the sports world. I think is kind of cool. Like I love the sports world.
So our final question: do you think the Kaepernick saga would make a good movie?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Sure.
Well, what's the wait? Well, what's the big picture saga? Like other than all that he made a decision, he's sticking to it. There's no big resolution yet. So
but
what's the movie?
Just taking the people through his story and what led him to that. What led him to be, because he is a civil rights leader now.
He is. Yes,
It's a
that's
political
undoubtedly.
awakening.
So
from
he's
just a
gonna go
quarterback
down
to-
like Muhammad Ali. Like, so don't you want to know about Muhammad Ali?
I do, but the story hasn't completely unfolded yet.
No,
Yeah,
it
The
hasn't.
story is not
No,
over, so
no,
I'm
one
curious.
Day, one day, absolutely.
One day, maybe, yeah.
There will be one day for sure.
Well, I'm sure right now Lifetime's developing.
Don't ever do a movie about me. I'm putting that in my will.
I got a movie about you.
No! Oh no!
That's awesome.
It's called Who's That Crazy Bee?
No! No! No!
$700 and a pocket full
I'm
of
gonna tell
chutzpah.
my children and my children's children to sue if anybody ever try to make a story about me.
All right. Well, thank you so much, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Absolutely appreciate it.